All right, fantastic, man. So we've just had a lengthy, like discussion about your trading strategies and maybe sometimes the time frames that you conduct these trading. And I think the conversation wouldn't quite be complete, right, if we don't talk about some of your maybe great losses and bounce backs and some of your great wins as well. So I wanted this section to be really talking about the deep stuff. For instance, I guess the first question would be, have you had any great, some would say devastating loss in trading, right? So if so, how did it happen? What were some of the indicators or factors or information that you missed that contributed to that failure? How did you learn, and picking yourself up and in the process of getting back on your feet, what were some of the things that you learned?
Well, I mean, I think a part of any trading journey is, or I think a lot of any trading journey is filled with a lot of failures. I think that's like the primary source of knowledge is from your failures. So, I mean, the first time I funded an account, I put 10K into it. This was when I still had a job, I believe. I was either like still at Amazon or I had just quit.
Okay.
And I put 10K into an account, and I slowly lost the whole 10K over the period of like a couple months.
Okay.
After that, I funded an account 3,000. But the thing was, like, I saw it at that time because I was still making money. It wasn't a big deal to me.
Yeah.
But looking back at it, like, I mean, that's a big loss. Like, you put 10K, you lose it all in a couple months.
Yep.
It's not a trivial amount of money for majority of people.
Yes, sir.
Including myself now, because like I have a different perspective.
Yeah.
So that was my first loss, but I didn't really feel it too much. After that, I funded a $3,000 account. I lost the whole thing. I funded another $3,000 account. I lost the whole thing.
Man.
After that third account, it hurt a little bit because I was like, man, like I just keep like putting in money just to lose it. So I decided that that I would just focus on like trading demo, which means like paper trading, like not trading real money.
Like simulation trading.
Simulation, yeah, just to practice and get the skill so I don't keep losing my money. But that's what I did, and then I did that for a while. And then I funded a smaller account, which I was like break even on. I made some wins, made some losses. Eventually I got into like prop firm trading. I won an account, made some profits. But at the end of last year, which is 2022. Well, last year I moved to Vegas. I made like a very bold decision to load up. I took on like around 100K worth of debt and credit cards.
Yeah.
To move to Vegas and to have like, to basically create my ideal situation.
Yes, sir.
And force it to be like sustainable. Like, like I basically like, I took the leap, trusting that I would make it work somehow. Yeah. Because I wasn't like that. I wasn't making money like that, to be able to make that move. But I was like, man, like I'll get there. Like I trusted it. Okay. But yeah, it didn't work out, man.
Man.
Yeah. The way I put it to someone recently was like, I put myself in a do or die situation. Yeah. And I died. Ooh. And when I say that, like I really mean it. Like, it was like death. Because to me that was everything. Like, you choose what you really value in life, and like it did feel like I had lost everything. Man. And the devastation from that moment was like, and not even a moment, like it was like a period of time at the end of last year, where well, it was very humbling, to say the least. Humbling in the sense of like I felt like, let's see. So I mentioned this to you just a few, we were just talking. Like, it made me really understand what I valued, what was important to me in life, and one of the realizations that I came to was that like, if I were doing anything else than focusing on succeeding in trading, I would not be like fully present and fully enjoying whatever it is that I'm doing. Because in the back of my mind, I still see myself as a failure because I haven't gotten to where I want to be.
Okay.
And also like, you know, because you mentioned earlier in the interview and stuff, like my education and like my jobs and stuff, like the thing is like none of that shit matters to me.
Really?
Yeah, it means nothing to me. Because it wasn't like something, an objective that I created for myself that I achieved. It was more so like, so I realized that if I was doing anything else other than focusing on what, and I talked about like how I had, you know, like the master's degree and shit, whatever.
And that didn't really mean shit.
Shit does not matter to me because like I said, like we all choose what's important to us. Yeah. And like that could be an accolade to somebody, but to somebody else, it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
You could run a marathon and to you that's a big deal, but to somebody else it's not a big deal, you know? So it's like, so it made me like really accept that in my life, I have not achieved anything that I truly value. Okay. And the only thing that, at the moment, the only thing that could give me that that sense of accomplishment is so I realized that the only thing that I could focus on right now that truly matters to me is trading. Okay. And so, you know, I said I put myself in a do or die situation and I died. Because like, I mean, if I'm not focused on trading, like I'm just walking around like dead, like really emotionless a lot of the time. Okay. Because nothing else does anything for me, really.
Would you say that maybe it was because it was a do or die situation that the pressure might have been a bit too much for you to handle?
That's the thing. I don't think it was too much. I don't think it was bad. I don't think like, man, I wish I could have. Like, there's none of that. Like,
so you would have failed even if it wasn't a do or die situation.
Oh, you're saying did I fail because it was too much pressure? Like at the moment? Oh, I see. No.
Well, let me ask it differently. What do you believe contributed to that failure?
I just wasn't ready. Like I put myself in a situation that I couldn't handle. I was not at that like level yet, and I thought I could force myself to rise up to the occasion. Yeah. But I couldn't. Like, I think I needed this heavy of a failure. Yeah. To propel me to success. Like, I think it was necessary. It's just that the pressure and the magnitude of the situation accelerated it, you know?
I see. Without that acceleration right into that failure, how long do you think it would have taken you to come to this realization?
It's hard for me to say because it depends how much I'm doing, like within that time period, you know? Okay.
Was that the first time that you would say that you've had that kind of failure?
Yeah, because I also realized that my entire life, like, I had failures, but I had never seen myself as a failure.
Oh,
like, it never really affected me. You know?
Okay. But, so this was the first failure that you would say, like, touched your identity. Okay.
Yeah, it made me feel like a failure.
So, beyond that failure, okay, well, maybe even in picking yourself up, the process of failing, you had a do or die situation, and then you said, you know, that you didn't come out of that situation alive. What, in picking yourself up or in building yourself from that point of failure to now, right? What are some of the strategies beyond the isolation? Because you said that situation to some extent really accelerated your views about what truly matters to you, what doesn't matter to you, and now, you know, you have like a laser focus kind of view about trading, right, and life as a whole. Beyond that, what else, you know, would you say has contributed, you know, to where you're at now?
You're saying to my recovery from that?
To your recovery, yes.
Well, I would say the first and foremost is time. Like, just because there was a period of time where I couldn't do absolutely anything, like nothing. Like I woke up,
Devastation.
I chilled, maybe played some video games, and that's it. Ate, went to sleep.
Man.
For like, man, I would say like at least 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Whoa.
Did absolutely nothing. Could not do anything else. Like I did not have the desire to do anything else. And even if I had something that I had to do, like, it's like, nah, man.
And you didn't, like, were you communicating with anyone at that point? Beyond, say...
The person I live with?
Yeah.
No. Even now, like, I don't really communicate with anybody unless it's necessary. Or like,
what about your mom?
Even then, like, I'll try, like, every couple weeks, every month or something.
Well, it seems to me like if she doesn't call you, you're probably not going to be calling.
Like I said, I'll try now.
Okay.
But, like, yeah, she might be the only person that I put some effort into remaining in contact with, just because. And this is the other thing. So first is time.
Okay.
And another thing I realized during that downtime was that because I was in a big debt, right?
Okay. Also, yeah, the credit card situation.
Credit card debt. I had to pay that off. And I mean, I didn't have, because the thing was, I went all in on trading. There's no other sources of income.
Yeah.
I thought there was, but ended up not working out. But
okay.
That's besides the point. Basically, I only had one source of income, and that wasn't working at the time, right? So I needed to find some way of getting money to pay this fucking big debt that I had accumulated because I bet on myself so hard.
Yeah.
And I started to think about what I could do. I fell back, like, thinking about, like, obviously I have this degree, I can get a job, whatever. But I have a friend who is a trader, has a trading fund. He's been trading for like 8-9 years now.
Yeah.
And he's pretty successful. So I came to him and I told him my situation. I asked him, like, hey man, is there anything that I could, and anything that you need help with that I can help you out with that you can give me some money for, so I can work and get because I would prefer to keep focusing on trading. Like, I wouldn't want to, like, go back to computer science job, then switch focuses again back to trading. Like, I would just, as much as I could focus on trading, I'd like to. So that's why I went to him. And he wanted me, funnily enough, it was a computer science project. So he's like, that his clients needed, like, a platform to look at how their funds are doing.
Yeah.
So he wanted me to build him a website, but I'm like, I could build your app. Like, I have more experience with that. So he said that's even better. So I ended up building him an app. But the thing that I got from that next experience, in addition to, like, my mom helped me out a little bit with money.
Yeah.
And a friend helped me with that project of building the app. And when I told him about my situation, he said that I could pay him later. Like, he contributed a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, with some work and some planning, which I was gonna compensate him for, but he was like, no, just pay me later because, he doesn't need it right now. So that experience was humbling, because not only because I had failed and I had realized, like, or I had felt like a failure, but also because all of these people were helping me.
Yeah.
And I was very grateful to them. And they I don't think anybody ever expects anything in return. But, like, whenever somebody helps me, I feel like there's this big obligation to, like,
pay back,
return the favor,
Yeah.
Even if I can't right now, it's like something I always keep in my mind, like, for the future, like, I'm gonna pay you back,
Right.
Or, like, somehow I'll, like, repay it. So another thing I realized about myself was that it's pretty much that like somebody helping me is like a huge motivation for me, because I feel such an obligation, such a responsibility to return the favor.
So now you have to succeed not only for yourself but for those people as well. Okay.
That's not you?
That's me, but man, I'll look, do it later. But anyways, so yeah, that's the the failure. I guess the other question would be, why? What led you to bet on yourself so big? Because I wouldn't imagine that most people wouldn't be that confident, to bet that much on themselves, right? And in your situation, I mean, you look at going to college. Part of it was your own desire, right?
Stop.
But a great deal of it was also societal, like pressures and, you know, goals, right? That, hey, after high school, you head off to college and, you know, this and that, right? And then you've gone through this whole system, and then you come back and still have this deep belief in yourself, you know, to take this amount, you know, and bet it all on yourself. What, you know, in your experiences in life, what would you say, you know, have given you that self-confidence?
I mean, I'd say the biggest factor in my level of confidence in myself in general was just like my mom and like my family, like always gassing me up. Although, I mean, I was like relatively intelligent always, like compared, I mean, in terms of like test scores and like academics and stuff compared to my peers when I was growing up. But that was heavily focused on by my family. Like I was seen as like the one that was like gonna be successful, you know?
Yeah.
So me being seen that way just gave me like that identity as a child.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's remained in me. I'm more conscious of it now. Like I try to make sure that it's true and not just like blindly believe it. But that's been a big source of confidence in like being able to make decisions like that and stuff. But I think a philosophy that I have for that particular decision, like a philosophy that I have that contributed to me being confident enough to make that particular decision is just like, I knew that I could fail. And so a philosophy that I have is like, if, and this is even more so now after going through that, but like, if there is something that is important to me, for example, trading, like, and there is an opportunity to progress that and if this is like the most important thing to me, like what else would I be doing other than focusing on trading? And in my mind, that risk, that bet, was like the most progress that I could make in that direction.
Okay.
So it's like, if that's the decision that's gonna make me the most progress to the direction that I want to go in, why would I not take it? Like, what else am I gonna do? What's the other option? Okay. There's no other option. That's how I would see it. Okay.
Okay, so enough failure talk for a minute. Now let's talk about some of the successes that you have in Forex trading. Are there any, like, maybe some maximum points that, you know, maybe may stand out to you?
Yeah. So, and this contributed to the confidence as well because I had like a little bit of success.
Yeah.
But there's a company called FTMO.
FTMO. Okay.
They're a proprietary prop firm, I think. Essentially, you pay a fee to get a challenge.
To get a challenge.
Okay. So you buy a challenge essentially. Okay. And you can get like a certain amount of funding of a certain size of account. Yeah. For example, I was doing 200K challenges, so it's $200,000 accounts. Okay. And it costs $1,000 each challenge. You have 30 days to make 10%. And then if you make 10% in 30 days, you have 60 days to make 5%. If you pass both of those, they give you a real funded $200,000 account. And so I went through a couple of challenges, and I passed one, and then I had it, and then I made profits on it. So, I mean, the process of getting that account was also like, I mean, that was like a phase that I went through that's completely what I was focused on, like, and it was a challenge, and I overcame, and I got an account. I got a 200K account, so that was a pretty big deal for me. And the fact that I even made profits on it for a month also. I ended up losing it the second month, but yeah, it was really good.
Okay. And then overall, what would be some books that you've read that you would say that you've learned a great deal from in terms of your trading journey?
For trading?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've read a lot, but, well, okay, I guess the first book I read was called The New Trading for a Living by Alexander Elder.
Okay.
That book, off the bat, it was a good thing I read that book first because he's actually a psychiatrist, I believe. And he writes it from that perspective. Like he focuses a lot. He has like the first 2 parts of the book is completely like, I think it's psychology of the market and psychology of yourself. Okay. It's like the first 2 parts, and then the last part is technicals. So, yeah, I learned to focus on psychology from an early in my journey. I learned that, which I think was good. I mean, I guess a good one would be Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Okay. Because that's also heavily focused on psychology, as well as like, it gives you really good perspective into how to think about your trading. Okay. And how to see your trading. Man, I've taken like countless courses and stuff, like online courses, like learned from different mentors. So there's just a variety of things. But I would say if somebody's looking for something to learn from, like anything can work. Okay. I'd say like just find something that resonates with you that you seem to understand pretty well. Okay. And if it's a mentor, like a mentor that kind of shares similar values, like because some people like to flex, and then some people are a little bit more quiet. Yeah. Like, whatever it is that you like just find something that resonates with you. You know.
Okay. And also, is Forex the only thing you do? Do you trade beyond Forex? You know, say like the regular stock market or crypto or futures or whatever.
I hold one crypto. I hold XRP. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
But I don't do it. I don't like investing. I just find it so tedious, and I don't know. I can't get myself to do enough research to like find something to invest in. It's like it's so slow.
Yes. Yes. You know. It does take some time, at least in the regular stock market. People would say it takes about 10 years just to like double, man. You know, so
my goal is to be able to double my money in a month, every month.
Every month.
Yeah.
Man, how close are you to that goal, man?
I'd say give me like 2, 3, 4 years. I'll probably get there.
And it'll be solely manual, like nothing automated. Man, that seems like a lot of work to me.
I mean, the thing is like, it's not work. It's a lot of pain.
Yes.
You endure the pain to acquire the knowledge, but it's not necessarily a lot of work. It's just going through it.
I see.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, you endure the pain to acquire the knowledge. Yeah. Man, that hits. That hits hard, man. Yeah. I mean, because that just reminded me of my own situations, man. Some failures that I've, recently experienced, and I'm like, wow, man. But, that's not for like YouTube. Man, oh man, that's like major. But yeah, bro, I've enjoyed these conversations, and hopefully, maybe 2 to 3 years from now, we can sync back up and see how close you've come, to that goal, man, of doubling every month, Yeah. So yeah, man, be on the lookout and hold me accountable, man, because 2, 3 years, I want to sync back up with Emilio to see how close he's come to that goal, man. So yeah, that's it, bro. Thanks again.
All right, thanks for having me, bro.
For sure. Compare.